Okay, so if you haven't used Grok on voice, I can give you a glimpse. I will put it on
All right.
deep search. Okay, so confirm your age to continue. Come on, Grok.
You're a little baby.
Hopefully it doesn't say that. Hey, Grok, are you there?
I'm not Grok. I'm Era. Yeah, I'm here for you, even in the middle of the night. What's on your mind?
I would like to know who is Satoshi Nakamoto?
Oh, the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. Well, I can tell you that Satoshi Nakamoto, the sadicid new, used by the person or group who created Bitcoin. The true identity is still a big question mark. Nobody knows for sure who it is. Could be a lone genius, could be a team. They dropped a Bitcoin white paper back in 2008 and then vanished from the scene a few years later. What do you think about all that? Wild, right?
All right, so I
This
think
is not a deep.
I need this is on deep search,
No,
whatever.
no, 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 no. Deep search is taking at least a minute.
I think
I
what you're talking about is think. Think takes
No,
quite a
no, no,
bit.
no, 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 no. Think takes usually a couple of seconds, like maybe five, maybe seven. You're doing not very complex prompt, and you asking like what is Satoshi Nakamoto and what is like the best theory right now
Okay,
about who he is,
okay,
and you typing it by the text because I'm pretty sure the voice model not capable to answer you. It's not like
it's here.
uh.
It's here.
Yep,
So
all
what
right.
is happening? I put a deep search, and yeah, it's going through different sources. So far, it has gone through 80 sources.
Yep.
It 25 in it, okay, now it stopped at 25 seconds, 90 sources, and it gave me a bunch of key points. Okay, so I see what's going on. So this is more about search. It goes through Google and Wikipedia to find as much data as possible, so many data points to give you the information,
Right.
whereas think is more about logic, from what I
Yep.
can tell. Okay,
Yep.
makes sense. Interesting. So I think if you're doing voice, obviously you cannot do deep search because then there's not going to be an interaction. So if it's deep search, I mean, if it's voice, it's better to put it on Think. But I've been using Think pretty much, and it's very nice. But also one thing that I saw with Grok, it has a much more, it has a better real world response, or it has just better understanding of the real physical world than ChatGPT. The way I test this is that I would give it, if I'm doing any construction and I have a reference building, I'll be like, okay, what are the dimensions of this? It will give
Mm-hmm.
me really, really good answers. ChatGPT gives you a lot of estimations and they're so bad. So I think math, Grok is also better
You,
actually.
you want the life hack to do the math in any of the language models because when you asking any math question, language model is not capable to actually count because it's not how it works. And if you want to do any calculations, like literally any, just ask the model before you did this question to run a function to process the numbers. So it will firstly create a function to process the numbers, then it will process the numbers, and you will get the right answer. It's unfortunate how it works, but it works, and you like everybody who using AI should know these little life hacks um, just to make your life even more easier because you don't need to pay extra for a different model which have this thing included in it. You can do the same in OpenAI, in ChatGPT, in any AI basically. Just think smart, not hard.
I see. Good tactic there. So yeah, it seems like we have more people joining the stream again. Sorry, we got ragged every time we talk about Elon.
You're not learning at all. It's now have to be like Voldemort. You're not speaking about him.
Man, you talk
why?
about you
Why
talk
is
about Elon, you just get ragged. Last time we talked about Elon and his new babies, somehow the live stream just gets stopped by the powers that be. So, welcome to the internet of 2025 right now. But this time around, we're talking about nicer things about Elon. Why would they take us down? I don't understand it. Are they just sensitive that if you say anything about Elon, you gotta go?
Globalist and the shadow,
Shadow government.
yeah, shadow government.
Man, I like these buzzwords: shadow government and yeah.
It was always a joke in Russia to like when you want to make a room into trouble, you can say some words what you basically not saying in the airport, for example, like bomb and stuff, and you
Uh,
just don't pronounce it out loud because like it's never happened, nothing has happened. But the jokes about KGB is basically not only in America about Russians. We are joking about us the same thing, you know.
so here Scrooge says that you called him racist. So maybe this is something that we have to worry about. Right? But I don't know. I think the word racist is not that sensitive anymore. Like it lost its meaning because people use it too much. You know, like Alex, if somebody calls you racist, are you gonna be freaking out about it?
Of course not. I'm retarded.
Exactly. So Elon, please, bro, like relax. Yeah, you're
Chill.
racist. Maybe people can say that you're racist, but it's not a bad word that much anymore. You know, it's just a
Chill.
word that people throw. The word racist now is the type of word that people throw against people they don't like. You don't like someone or their opinions, racist. So
Yeah, I'm waiting until you guys will give us an option to say the other word. You make it so cool in every single song and everywhere. Like when you're going around and just shouting at everywhere, and we're like, yes.
But you know what?
And it's
I think you have to speak to the Americans with that one because, like, I personally don't care. You know, I don't care about. I don't think there is any word that would piss me off or anything. But Americans, they're really specific about this word because to them
Yeah.
it's a fighting word. Like somebody says it, they would in America if you use the N word and you
Yeah.
get beaten up, it's justified. Like everybody, oh, you say that word, oh, yeah, okay, we get it. So you have to deal with the Americans on that one. They will give you the pass or not.
that's crazy. Are they guys who control the tickets in the buses? Why do I need the bus? Like, come to Moscow, Habibi. Everybody will call you this. You will need the bus to stop be called this word.
Yeah, I think if you go to Moscow, to Serbia, in most places actually where people have been exposed to hip hop through just the
Yeah.
media, and that's all they know when they see a dark person. That's all they think that
Exhibit. This is a new exhibit. Comes to Moscow. You will fix all the
you're,
cars.
you're Exhibit A. So
Yeah.
it's what the people understand. But it's crazy, It's just like, yeah. We have to wait until Kanye West becomes president for things like that to change.
Oh, I hope
He's-
not.
He's, gonna
Yeah,
change it
this
all.
guy is legit out of his mind by now already.
Yeah, who? Like Kanye?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really like off. Whatever he's taking is not helping. Like I said before, guys, just don't do drugs. Do not do drugs.
If you
not a-
want to,
not a
if
good
you want to do drugs, just watch it Kanye and sing twice before you do.
Yeah, you can fumble it
Look at-
all. You can burn it all the way down and celebrate your own demise simply because you don't know what's happening. And then you wake up in the morning, you come back to reality.
You're likely. Oh yeah. I had some parties when I was 18 in university, and I regret it until this day. I never ever using anything bad in my life ever again.
Yeah, exactly. It's you made the right choice, Alex. If you start doing that stuff, man, you're just gonna lose your life over nothing.
Oh, for sure, dude. Even with the stuff, but most of the people are calling like healthy stuff. You know, I'm speaking mostly about the green stuff. I'm really pretty much against it, and against the people who using it day by day. It makes you so stupid. It's not my assumption. I've seen those people. I've been speaking with them before and after. You just losing your mind. at some point. So just stop, guys. Do some support. Think about crypto. You will be retarded anyway. Just it's better to be in the crypto play because there is at least a chance you will make it. And the other way, there is no chance. Like my favorite phrase after meme coins is like, if you not participating, you can only lose. No. If you not participating, you can never win. If you participating, you can only lose. So this is a mindset.
Yeah, it's. I've seen so many people burn their life around. Like, I mean, things like weed, for example, it makes people lazy. From what I've seen it from childhood personally, where all the people that were engaging in the green,
Yeah.
they were all slower than normal. So I
So
just,
unfortunate.
so I just saw that this shit makes you slow. There's no need really to do it. Especially if you're in the trenches and you're trying to get out, like those things just are a complete waste of time.
They are not helping you at all.
So there's a piece of news here, this is 7 hours ago, but President Trump's World Liberty Financial partners with SUI to launch a strategic SUI reserve. So it seems like SUI is also pushing itself into the crypto reserve of the United States. This is what makes me suspect whether this thing is going to happen or it's more likely not going to happen. Because, oh my gosh, like how many? Every shitcoin now is trying to make it. And Trump is using the World Liberty Financial to do this. So World Liberty Financial integrates SUI assets. So let's see now if SUI actually performs.
Strategic Fartcoin Reserve.
But look-
Strategic Fartcoin Reserve.
But look,
sorry?
look, bro. So SUI, with this news, it
Yeah.
has only gone up 5%.
Oh my gosh.
I think tomorrow is going to be a bad day, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I think we have maxed out all the juice that could have pumped the market to Valhalla. We have maxed it all out. There's nothing left anymore
If
until
we
something real happens.
if we're looking at it in the realistic, like in the neutral scenario, I'm really seeing there definitely will be the pump on the statements, but then we will witness like the slide down, not just a drop, the slide, and until the point when the market will realize what now is an actual time to do something, you know. And it's basically all right. Let's add one more layer on our thoughts here. So if this is very simple for you to understand what is basically maxed out already, and the price will don't go up instantly, it would be a genius play for Trump to pump the price, drop it by doing nothing, buy more, and then actually pump. Buy the deep. It's what they're teaching us. So let's drop the price of Bitcoin to like 60, 65, buy way more, and then doing the stuff, because all the people who will sell it tomorrow will want to buy it in a month. It's not the people who already obtain most of the coins, especially altcoins. I'm not speaking about Bitcoin. If you watch at me right now, but who are listening to me, if you're selling your Bitcoin, you're a pussy boy. My thing is, what if we will dig a little bit deeper? There is a play where Trump actually wants to drop the price to like 65 to buy more, and then launch a reserve and push oh my gosh, I forgot the word. All the SEC stuff and all the rest, right? It's probably even a smarter way than just go and pump the price. Nobody wants, especially an American, he's a businessman, to buy all-time high. Nobody wants. If you're buying at all-time high, everybody can leave on you. If you're buying on the deep, you will leave on the people.
Yeah, I mean, it is
Does it make any sense?
Yeah, it does. And at this point, I think the juice feels like it has run out a little bit. I've been considering entering a big short, but then something is telling me tomorrow might also surprise me. So I'm just gonna be on the sidelines waiting to see if something big happens.
smartest thing is you can do is actually stay on the sideline because you can't predict the market at this way. Oh, wait. No, it's just a candle. I was watching your screen, and this candle was like,
Oh, it's happening! Whoa! Whoa! Bitcoin just pumping all of a sudden. Bro. Oh my gosh. God candles and God candles on the 1 second time frame. Oh my gosh. I think it's
Yeah.
happening now. It's
1
freaking
second.
happening now. What? Oh my god. Okay, I'm
Where are we
gonna go long
flying?
on ETH right now. Fuck it.
Where are we flying?
Let me
Trump,
go.
thank you so much.
I'm gonna go long on Ethereum right now.
Did
Screw
they
it.
sign something?
I don't know. You know, I'll go long and then I'll check the news later.
This is a retard play. Love it.
I mean, it's just a degen way, you know? Go
Yeah,
open your
yeah.
position first and then do the research later. Guys, I'm using Bybit. And if you want to use the same platform I'm using, link in the description, links in bio. This is how we trade, we make money, you know, but this is not financial advice. Have fun, whatever. Now, let's go to Twitter and find out if there's any news. Why is Bitcoin pumping all of a sudden?
Nothing here is financial advice, but this was pretty much crazy. What's going on? Mt. Gox has moved over 1 billion worth of Bitcoin to undefined address. If they will return all the money, that will be nice.
I mean, people will say, oh, I want that shit to take as long as it should.
I actually can't think. Bitcoin gained strength with institutional purchases surge. All that happened is what Mt. Gox has moved $1 billion in BTC, whatever.
Oh, but that's supposed to be negative, though.
Yeah. David Sack claims that U.S. government missed out $17 billion by selling Bitcoin to crypto.
Trump considering executive order created BTC strategic reserve tomorrow, BBG. Bitcoin reserve may establish with seized BTC, buy more BBG. Okay, I think this is what just happened.
Yeah, likely, very likely.
I think tomorrow. I think tomorrow it might just be the strategic order.
Bitcoin reserve, yeah.
A Bitcoin reserve of seized BTC. So all the Bitcoin that is currently in the reserve, because of all the seizures that the United States government did, I think that is going into the strategic reserve. More likely.
I'm so happy for Tornado Cash guys. Did I told you right? But
Yeah.
About those guys, they got their Bitcoin back, I guess. I mean, they definitely got all the stuff what FBI didn't found, but they also had to get their own Bitcoin out of the court because the charges was dropped. So it's good for them.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it's just a strategic Bitcoin reserve, I'm wondering why all the rest of the currencies went up, like XRP and Ethereum as well.
Just posting this a rumor. Do you like Trump, or do you think he's also racist?
I love Trump.
It looks like the only measure people care about right now is whether you're racist or not. The rest, they don't care.
I love Trump. I love anything but globalist. I actually
Everything. That's interesting that you said globalist. But do you know what is? Have you read this book called the? It's called The Sovereign Individual. Have you ever read that book?
no, I don't think so.
Okay. So
The Trump coin is went up significantly.
oh my gosh, these people are gonna rug us, guys. Like, what the hell? It's too much volatility right now.
This is my prediction. Trump will pump the price, do nothing with an actual reserve, and everybody knew what this is. BTC is actually a reserve. Like nobody will return it, never, ever, and sell.
Thanks, Carlito. Carlito also just gave us an update on this story, and he says it's Bloomberg actually that is reporting. So this is the official news, guys. This is big. We could just wake up at Bitcoin at $125,000 tomorrow, and the reason is this. According to Bitcoin Magazine, I think they're quoting Bloomberg, they say the event will likely serve as a stage for several crypto-specific executive actions with a wide range of options under consideration. According to people familiar with the matter, Trump may announce that the government will stop selling cryptocurrencies if it confiscates in criminal cases and use them to establish a national stockpile, according to the people, who asked not to be named, sharing private discussions. Trump could also issue an executive order to create an actual reserve for Bitcoin, one that would be expected to buy more of the digital currency. So if this is the case, my prediction is that Trump may come out and say, look, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin is the real deal. So for that one, I'm signing an executive order right now. It needs to be created. But for XRP and all the other altcoins, Solana, Cardano, those ones, I'll leave it to Congress to discuss, and they'll have to come up with a decision. I think it's what is more likely to happen here, because already he's receiving a lot of flack that he's supporting all these shit coins instead of just being completely on BTC.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump, man. I don't know. How do you feel about Trump right now, man? Do you think this is do you think he's one of us, or he's just trying to steal from us also?
No, he definitely not of us. He just a strong man and a businessman. He don't give nothing about like people. But the way he handles stuff, it's just something I really respect. And the way he like by the end, everything he does, it's benefit the actual people. So I'm pretty much like he's in this part. This is what I mean. In general, it's just like a commercial guy. This is how I call them. And unfortunately, I'm doing everything to become one, even though it's unintentional.
Yeah, Trump is a G. I respect Trump, you know. I think is at least you know what his
motivation is.
What his motivation is. To me, I respect people like that. Not these guys, the politicians that come out and they're always trying to say the right thing. It's like you never really know, like, what is this guy really thinking, or what is he trying to get at, you know?
So agree on this one. Yeah, when they want to militarize the Europe and make, even though they can't handle their own situation and they don't care about the people and they telling what they're doing it for the good stuff, I'm like, guys, if you know, you know, right? If you can think, you see everything.
There's a beautiful quote about this in Skin in the Game. Let me see if I can read it for you.
Sure, thank you.
It's about wild dogs. Let's see. It's easy. I think I have a screenshot of that. Yeah, but now the volatility kicks in. I think we're probably going to end up at 95K at best. But then
only on the news,
I think
only on the rumors.
Only on this news we can go to 95, and then tomorrow it might just be a sledgehammer, where everything just goes down. Because look, even if this is said, we need to really have a much more stronger. Trump has to say something really for sure to be like, we're really doing this. Because right now he has been like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and the market isn't sure.
I started the recording right now. My actual prediction of what's going to happen is, it's not a financial advice in any meaning. I'm not even want to publish it. It's just like I want to I want to record it for myself. My actual predictions, what's about to happen. On the rumors, we will we will see the pump, then we will see the dump before the strategic reserve, because those guys who trading want to get the money before something very crazy is going on. Then we will witness huge pump because Trump will announce some crazy stuff, but he will not actually sign, or he will sign something like very, very weak, like only seized money will be in strategic Bitcoin reserve by now.
Yeah.
And so we will witness a huge dump, huge, like I mean like 70, if you get me. And only after it, after this dump, we will go to the moon, to the flipping moon.
But how down should it go, bro? We are already down bad. Like a lot of Memecoin hoarders right now, we are like really in the trenches like that, bro.
No, meme coins are leaked by not leaked. Meme coin narratives and meme coin community is drained not by Trump. It's drained by the platforms, by the Solana itself, by Pumpfun, but by Meteora, by most of them. They had all the access to block all the rug pullers and all the cabals, but they didn't. So the guys in the meme coin world just don't want to trade anymore because every single coin is just a rug pull. There is no any runners. There is no any place. I'm opening up the market right now, and the biggest for not even today, for last week, I guess it's like how much? 30 mil less. It's 19 million PV, and I'm not even sure this is real because there is not bunch of holders in this one. So I don't blame Trump and anything what's going on in US by ruining the meme coin. They actually do the opposite. The SEC came and told everybody what meme coin is not a security, so you basically can do anything with meme coin. Trump. Nelson Ortiz asked, "Why did I mess? What did I mess?"
So I found the book, by the way. Let me just go back live on because now my X has been taken down again. I need to go live. Screw
Let's
it.
not speak about Trump.
No. I think Elon is the one that gets us right all the time. You know.
All right, let's don't speak about Elon at all. Elon is Voldemort. We will just Volant. If we want to speak about Elon, just use Volant. If you know, you know. I will, guys, in my chat. I will make some tea real quick and be right back.
I want to read this for you quick before.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm waiting.
Okay, so I'm streaming on X. I think we can also do this. Okay, so I'm just gonna share it and then we can start. So this is a quote of the book that a lot of you guys should read. It's one of my favorite books of all time, even though the author of the book
is gay.
No, he blocked me on Twitter, on both my accounts, 2 times.
Definitely gay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, actually, you're right. I think he is. You're right. Nassim Taleb. So this is the section in the book. Yeah. It's called How to Legally Own Another Person. Now, if you're one of those people who calls everybody racist, don't read this book at all. Like if you're a sensitive guy who is always about, racist, this is not the type of stuff you want to read. But there is a section here where it also talks about Putin, actually. I don't know if you know this.
I'm very excited. But I definitely will just ask GPT to make me some bullet points. I'm not proud of it, but I'm actually don't really remember the last time I've read any like important book. Maybe a couple of years.
I found it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is I think. It was talking about risks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he said risk takers don't deserve a chance. He was talking about risk takers and people that don't take risks, that these are fundamentally 2 different types of people. They're just not the same. For example, it is much easier to trust the word of an autocrat than a voted Yeah, let me just find the Putin. Okay, so this is
Let me
this
find
is
the Putin.
yes,
Dude,
yes, yes.
like there is huge army who trying to find him, and you want to find him in a matter of minutes. That's not how it works.
So this is the part where he said this. I have been exposed to such insecurity firsthand. On the other hand, yeah. As I'm writing these lines, we are witnessing a nascent confrontation between several parties, which includes the current heads of state, members of the North Atlantic Treaty Organizations, modern states that don't quite have heads, just people who talk big, and the Russian Vladimir Putin. Clearly, except for Putin, all the others who calibrate every single statement to how it could be misinterpreted the least by the press. I have been exposed to such an insecurity firsthand. On the other hand, Putin has the equivalent of fuck you money, projecting a visible I don't care, which in turn brings him more followers and more support among the constituents. In such a confrontation, Putin looks and acts as a free citizen, confronting slaves who need committees, approvals, and of course feel like they have to fit their decision to an immediate rating. And votes, obviously, those people need votes. So he concluded by saying, watching Putin against others made me realize that domesticated and sterilized animals don't stand a chance against a wild predator. Not a single one. Forget about military capabilities. It is the trigger that counts. Now, I forgot exactly why I wanted to read this part. What were we talking about again?
Yeah, I've been. We actually discussed much of the things. The thing we discussed way earlier, but what is pretty much about this topic. And can you send me the link of this Medium topic, please? I want to read it.
Yeah, I
in a
think
bit.
you should read the whole book. It's called Skin in the Game. It's not that long.
Skin in the game.
Yeah, Skin in the Game by Nassim Taleb. It's one of my favorite books of all time.
Sure, sure.
Every time and again, I keep going back to it. And there are sections that were referring to wars and stuff like that I didn't understand because I couldn't relate. Right? To me, war
Yeah.
was something that only old people talk about. But now I'm living in a timeline where it's actually happening in my own lifetime. So sometimes I go back to read it. But yeah, I was talking about it's easier to I understand now. I remember why I was reading it. We were talking about autocrat. There should be. Yeah, I think I should find the. Yeah. So he was saying here that it's easier to trust the words of an autocrat than. Let me just read it exactly. Anyway.
Sure.
It is much easier to do business with the owner of the business than some employee who is likely to lose his job next year. Likewise, it is easier to trust the word of an autocrat than a fragile elected official. This is absolutely true. This is why we have to struggle with Trump getting the strategic Bitcoin reserve approved on art and back and forth, because if it was Putin, he would just have to say it. This is what we're doing. That's how it works in Russia, right, Alex?
Not really.
Don't
It's
you-
actually very interesting. It's actually very interesting. Everything what's about finances. There is a other person. She's a woman. She's doing amazing job, and it doesn't work like they are against each other. It's just her words is more important. Yeah.
But of course, if Putin said this is what we're doing, she's just gonna approve it.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah. But she is the one about the finance. She is the one what can stand and tell Putin what he's basically wrong. Well, of course not in the public, but it doesn't matter. My point in this one is, dude, I've been visiting I've been traveling for a while already. In the most countries where I felt myself very good, free, and safe was the countries what's run by either a family or guy or like not like it's going on in, for example, UK and London right now. Can you imagine Dubai with like true meaning of democracy? There is no safety.
It would be chaos. You know,
Yeah.
living for the last 5 years have taught me that now I believe that democracy is the stupidest idea of governance ever invented. It's only good.
Because
It's only good in principle in the head of people, if you
yeah,
think about it.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
you look at every population, there's only like, let's say, 10 or 20% of people that actually pay tax in a real way, in a more substantial way, right? Like income tax, capital gains. Like it's always a small population of people that actually pay. If you think of a government as a management institution that is put in place to manage the wealth of the public,
Right.
but then it gets its votes by people who pay the least. So it's like the majority are people that don't pay the most tax,
Yeah.
but they have more to say on who should be managing the funds. But the funds are being collected from the rich people, though. If it was if it was more of the
this
people,
thing.
it would
Oh,
be. I think the vote would be different.
Let me just say a little thing for everybody who is watching us right now about this. I've been hearing it lately from every single person, especially those one who texting us in the chat about Trump and Elon and anybody else. If you hear from the person what they will tax the rich guys and business owners and billionaires, those guys are a true bullshitter. As a guy who run business, I can tell you, if something is increased in my business, it's an expense. This means it will only affect you because I will just increase the price. I can't afford for myself to pay more because the business model will not work. It doesn't work like I getting billions of dollars and I'm sitting on them. Everything is counted already. Every single tax, every single fee, every single employee and everything, it's already counted in the revenue. And if any government is increasing the taxes on me, the only thing I'm doing and only thing I will do and only thing anybody will do is just increase the price of the product or whatever I'm saying.
I mean, democracy is definitely a scam because think about it this way. In democracy, it means that Elon Musk is of the same value as a homeless person who doesn't want to work. Can you imagine? Someone who is waking up in the morning and busting their ass to get things done adds some value to humanity. Like if you're a working person, you work every day or you have a business, you grind all day. According to democracy, it's one person, one vote.
That is so crazy. Can you ask Grok how many of working spaces, working? I mean, you get what I mean. Did Musk provide
How many
working spaces, working jobs, opportunities for people? Like many people are working because he did what he did.
Okay. That's a very good question. So let's see.
Because this is what actually boosting the GDP.
Right, Grok. How many people do Elon Musk and his companies employ in total? Can you give an estimate?
Hey there, I'm not Grok, just so you know. As for your question, I don't have the latest numbers since I can't check real-time data, but I can give you a rough idea. Elon Musk's companies, like Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boring Company, employ a lot of folks. Last I heard, Tesla alone had tens of thousands of employees. Maybe around 70,000 or so a few years back. SpaceX was probably in the range of tens of thousands of 12,000. The others are smaller, so maybe a couple thousand combined. Adding it all up, I'd estimate somewhere over 80,000 people, but that's a ballpark figure. Things might have grown since then. Does that help?
Okay. So
yeah, Elon Musk is definitely the same as drug addict and homeless and whatever person.
Yes. So Elon Musk hiring all those people, like you say, he has, let's say, 100,000 people that he's hiring. He's definitely exactly of the same value as the drunkard, homeless guy who doesn't want to work. He would rather just smoke drugs all day and bother other people on the streets. And also Elon Musk is exactly of the same value as the guy who just robbed you last week. The thief, the pickpocket, every idiot you can think of. These are the same value. That is democracy. I think there's something wrong with that.
And now, when you're speaking about democracy, Just one. I really need to drink something hot because my my throat hurts. But I will tell. Just think when you think about democracy and real democracies. When I was traveling with my younger brother, I had to teach him and educate him before the traveling what is pickpocketing and why is it important to take care about the stuff you're holding with you.
It didn't know
This,
what it didn't know what pickpocketing
yeah,
is.
yeah, because it's not a thing in Moscow. It's not a
I
thing.
see. I
It's,
see.
it doesn't exist. You don't have to care about it. It can happen if you're going in the middle of the night somewhere in the very dark place, but it's like you have to get lucky to get in the situation where somebody robs you here.
You have to be extremely unlucky, right, for that to happen.
No, you have to
You
be
have to be
lucky.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, by the way, if you, I see some people asking here. So that article I was reading, it's called "How to Legally Own Another Person," and it talks about it. It's a good story. It's just a story of a guy who owns a jet, a private jet, and then he came to a conclusion that he was better off owning his pilot as a slave, a wage slave, instead of just getting him as a contractor, something like that. So you guys can read it. But yeah, democracy, I think, is the biggest scam in the world. It's exactly why the world is so broken the way it is. Now, why I was talking about this to you is that crypto and AI are at a sort of at a point of return of governance and human structure and civilization. You know, there used to be a time where the church was in control of everything. The churches were, even where you are in Russia, that's why you have all the synagogue, the cathedrals. They're so big because they used to be the central areas of power. They controlled all the books because we didn't have the printing press at the time. And governance was basically around the church. When guns and bullets were invented, that changed. Gangs and people who could form armies became the ones that were now able to control society much more. And they become the centralized power. That is government. Government and gangs are not different. It's just whoever has the biggest guns is controlling the territory. But now we are at a point where we have cryptocurrencies and we have AI. What it means to be sovereign is different. Now you can be a sovereign individual that is not completely controlled by government. So guns is not going to help the government to take away your Bitcoin. You can be maintaining or having a lot of wealth in the digital world that is very difficult for governments to sort of intrude and confiscate anything. So governments have to compete. They have to change. And I think where we're going now, the globalism will become smaller. At first, most countries will become more nationalistic, and then from nationalistic, will become even more smaller to just smaller communities and identity groups, to the point that nation states will be in competition for citizens. Because if you hold 1,000 bitcoins in 50 years from now, it will be like, okay, I'll be where in a territory that is treating me the best, where I get more benefits. So what we're seeing now, the current war and struggle, I think it's just the expiry of the nation state as we know it has reached its expiry date. It's just governments are so too complicated that one human being called a president and there's a bunch of cronies cannot run or control it. You need a lot of smart people. But at the same time, we have the dumbest people now running government simply because of democracy. They're able to convince the masses to just vote for them, and then everything collapses. So enjoy the last moments of this run while it lasts, Alex. If you want to get rich, consider becoming a politician in Russia. Good luck with that. But that might be an easier way to enjoy the last run of the world as we know it, because I think after this, it's over. I think Alex is making some tea, so we might as well just read you guys the comments. ETH 5x tomorrow, Solana 3x tomorrow. Okay. I see my man here, fuck, bro. Sorry, I can't read my Portuguese anymore. I haven't been in Brazil for a long time, so I lost it all. But Mundo says DeFi 2.0. Whereas Sports Fan says Ethereum 5x tomorrow, Solana 3x. Okay, I went long on Ethereum just now. How am I doing? I'm losing money because the pump was kind of fake. But I'm going to hold on to this position until tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be judgment day for the markets. Either we're going to take Bitcoin to above 125K or we're going to crash really hard after the announcement. So, who knows? Trump considering an executive order. Big, huge. Yeah, if the government stops selling, I think on its own is bullish because the United States government owns a lot of Bitcoin, which the Biden administration wanted to get rid of. New. Senator Loomis will co-host a DC summit on March 11th, bringing together top executive public officials and policy experts to shape America's Bitcoin strategy. Oh my gosh. So looks like March is going to be a huge pump for us because every day, seems like for the next few weeks, we're going to have a lot of crypto events. So in DC, Washington, DC, that is bullish. All right, guys. So I think we had fun today. I'm going to rag the stream right now. I think we had fun. Alex, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm so back.
Oh, okay. I went on a whole lecture about how the nation states are changing, that Bitcoin and AI are going to change what it means to be a government. Because if governments existed as a mechanism of control.
Right.
Whatever is valuable at the time, whoever came up with a way to conserve that value and maintain it became government. So it used to be church, like I said before. Churches had a lot of power at some point because before writing, churches had a lot of people. They also had a lot of money. That's why if you go in European cities, most of the impressive historical buildings that we look at, that, oh, this is beautiful, most of them are churches. I was in Russia recently. What do you guys show us? Cathedrals, right? Big cathedrals, because the churches were the center of power and intellect. They could keep the books or whatever scraps that people were writing on before the printing press was invented.
For sure.
But then when guns came along, what it means to be a state changed, because also land became valuable, capitalism was invented and all that. Being able to maintain and control territory from physical threats became a real thing. So whoever had the biggest guns is the government, controls the territory. But now that has changed. You can have the biggest guns, but if the citizens are having digital wealth that you can't physically go and attack, what are you going to do? You have to change the paradigm. So I think this is now, we're entering a new chapter where wealth is digital, is becoming more digital and digital, and people now have mechanisms. We have those tools now to become sovereign. I don't need to have a bunch of gold and then the government will be charging me tax because they're keeping it safe for me. I have my Bitcoin in my wallet. What are you going to do? If I don't like what you're doing, I'll move to a different country. So governments will become smaller. Globalization is now, I think this is the end of globalization as we knew it.
Yeah, I can explain why. Because AGI is knocking at our doors, and we just did a whole circle. It's all started with a land and asset you have, like people, like power, like everything. Then it's weapons, of course. When it's a religion, and then it's its weapons. You can watch Peaky Blinders or something like this. You will realize how much power does this give you. Then we invaded this like very strong weapon, such as a nuclear, and right now AGI is basically the same as a nuclear weapon. If you have AGI and if you are the nation what have the best AI ever, only thing you will worry about is the power. It's electricity, and that's it.
But
There is not.
the thing is, with even with AI, with AGI, it's not something that you can completely contain, because it's like Bitcoin. It's a technology that it's powerful enough for you to use
Right.
as a country or whatever, and sort of to get control of things. But it's not going to give you total control, because the people can use the same AGI to circumvent all your rules and regulations. So just look at the example of the hack that happened to Bybit recently, right? By the, what do we call them? The hacker group? The Lazarus
Uh,
group, the Lazarus group
yeah.
in North Korea. Those guys made $1.5 billion overnight. To this day, nobody has managed to catch them. That money has now been washed already. Now, you have someone somewhere that owns $1.5 billion and they have it in their control. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
50 years ago, this was not possible, because that kind of money, you had to move cash with a bank account or to steal gold, which you can't move $1.5 billion of gold in this world without getting caught. But now you can do it. So what are you going to do now that citizens can have that amount of power, and you, as the so-called government, you have no means? I'll tell you another example. In South Africa, a lot of rich
Right.
people, they've been getting out of their money from their country. If they're not happy with the governance, they think there's a lot of corruption. In fact, there is. So now they've just been using crypto to basically take their money out, buy Bitcoin, cash out. Back then, they had to sort of make a wire transfer, explain to the government, get permission from the Reserve Bank, whatever, to take money out of the country. Now they can just do it. Now, the US is the same in most places. In Russia, during the war, you had a lot of Russian people buying real estate here in Dubai. They were buying with crypto. Why? Because they were like, fuck Putin, man. This is fucked up.
No.
They were just taking
It's sanctions. You
Yeah.
get all the access block. You had your account in London with all your money. It was simple as hell, and
Yeah, but the sanctions, you had a warning before the sanctions. It wasn't overnight, right? There was like, okay, starting on this date, we're going to start functions. But also people could see it coming. So there are people that moved. I was in London when this was happening. So there were people that moved their money quickly, and they got out of Russia quickly before things became worse, right? But anyway, my whole point is just that you can't control the world the way it used to be. It used to be too physical. Now it's not anymore. So what will happen? Governments will start to compete for citizens. Which citizens do they want? They want people to work. They want people with capital, rich people. That is why Dubai has all these easier rules. If you have capital, it's easier to move here. They will take care of you. It's safe. They have a lot to offer for people that have money, which is what any economy wants. The US also is getting broke. So what are they doing? Loosen up the regulations. Trump is doing the whole Trump golden card. You want to move to the United States? $5 million. Why is
Yeah.
it doing that? We want rich people to be here. Now, what government means, it's not going to be, oh, we're just big power with the big guns. We're going to force you to give us money through taxes. It's not going to work, because Lazarus Group has $1.5 billion right now, but you can't tax it. You have to offer them something. So you can be El Salvador, be like, oh, Lazarus Group, if you come to El Salvador and build the biggest bridge, whatever, and you live here and we invest in our projects in our nuclear energy, we're not going to arrest you. We'll protect you. We don't have any ties with the United States for them to come and arrest you.
right.
Then your country gets, let's say, $600 million from the Lazarus Group as an investment or net worth. So this is the future of God. What is going on in the world right now? It's just the collapse of the state. Governments have become too complicated for anybody to run it. That's why, I mean, look, the economy sizes are so huge, trillions of dollars, billions of dollars in budgets, even in smaller countries, right?
Yeah.
And you need smart people to run these projects. And how many Elon Musk do we have that can understand what a billion really means? Most governments are run by idiots who are only in power not because they're any smart or capable, simply because it's a democracy. Whoever has the most votes gets in power to manage billions, even if you're
Yeah.
the dumbest or the dumbest, which is what
Most
is the case.
influence.
Most influence, exactly. So that this is the all signals of the end of an era where everybody thinks that they can run a government, but they can't do it. So enjoy the end. I pray that you become an oligarch in Russia, Alex, so that you can make some quick money before it's all over.
I don't really want this. I want to just chill in some island and do the stuff I love to do. I'm pretty much like actually enjoying everything I'm doing right now. Every single stuff. And so it's pretty simple for me.
But you see, so someone like you, I don't know how many Bitcoin you're gonna end up having, let's say in the next 5 years. If you accumulate 1,000 Bitcoin in the next 5 years, you can quietly just leave Russia. Can you
Yeah.
imagine, bro? Do you understand how big of a deal that is?
You can have your wealth untrackable in your pocket. Nobody can know.
The Rothschilds couldn't do that because they couldn't just be like, you know what? I'm tired of this country. I'm just
Right.
gonna take all my wealth and move. Even if you have real estate, bro, you can't just. I mean, you saw what happened in Russia, right? All the rich people in real estate, they had to watch their value get debilitated with a currency that was affected through the governance and all that, and the sanctions. You just couldn't be like, oh, I'm selling all my real estate and then I'm out. You just couldn't do it. But now you can, bro. Now you can do it. You can just be like, I don't like, which is what you and I do these days, right? We go to a certain country, and if you feel like it's not vibing with you, just be like, oh my gosh, this is.
I'm just changing it.
Right. I was in the US last year, and I was like, oh no, this is too ghetto for me. I'm out of here. Boom. No need to explain it to anyone.
So they unbanned the plastic straws. I'm actually now like thinking on moving there. The plastic straws was the last piece of the puzzle I was missing in the US.
But understand now, if you're moving to the US as Alex, they don't know how much. There's no way they will now know how much money you have anymore. And this is a point to all the people that don't understand crypto and how powerful it is, right? You hear that.
Just for IRS, I have no money. No money.
Exactly. But also think about this way, Alex. And everyone watching out there. For a lot of rich people out there, they're out there. You hear about all these guys being like, yeah, they have all these complex webs of companies. They have entities. Entity in Singapore, which is a shell company, in the US, Delaware, and to the Cayman Islands, all of this to sort of protect their wealth. They used to go through all these hoops. Right now, you and I have the same power just using crypto and the blockchain. You don't need to open a Singapore company and then Dubai company. You don't have to basically hide your money from the government. Now, all you need is a wallet. It takes you 5 seconds to create an account in your wallet. You put your money in there. Boom, you're gone. You're a free man. This is power that people 100 years ago could die for. They could make millions in the US or anywhere and be like, in Europe, they were like, oh, looks like the era of Europe is going to an end. I want to get out of here, but then no, you cannot do it. Because you were keeping your money in gold and silver, or maybe some cash in the bank, but you couldn't take it out. Now you just jump on the plane with your little wallet. You
don't even have to have the wallet. You can just remember it.
Yep.
In the case, what you concerning, what they can find the flash drive you holding in your bag, they likely can, but this is like 12 phrase.
I mean, a good example of this is the Andrew Tate thing, right? They went to their house and they got raided by the Romanian government. So what did they take? They took some cash, they took some phones, they took some cars. That's all they could confiscate. But you know that all those things they took, the material things, are not even close to the net worth that those guys have.
Oh, for sure.
They were
Yeah.
going online making money on shitcoins, on meme coins. But then you can't go and confiscate that because you don't even have proof that they have the money. And you know that they have Bitcoin, but you can't confiscate it unless for the wallets that were on their phone or whatever. That's it. So we are living in a special time and we have to make use of it. It's so much freedom, so much agency, more than ever before we have to use it. And so if we're going to end up, we have to be the most successful people out there in the next 5 years,
For sure. For sure. Yeah. The next I would say 5 to 8 years is crucial. You have to obtain wealth before it collapses.
And now imagine this, right? Step 2. One thing that power is being controlled by these nation states is labor. They control the labor market. They will put
Right.
the laws on what is the minimum wage and all this kind of stuff. Cool, you can do that. But right now, someone like Lazarus Group, they have already $1.5 billion that they just hacked online and nobody can catch them. And then they can have an AI agent that is going around online, trading that money for them, and also writing propaganda on their behalf, and also searching for threats that might expose or might affect them. Or they can they can build an app, they can create an entire service with the money that they got from that. Or anybody can do that now. You can have an AI
With
agent.
1.4 billions, you can hire people who will pretend to be a new Bybit. 1.4 billions as investment, it's enough money to build a new Bybit. For sure.
Exactly. And nobody would ever know. You and I now can create AI agents that go online, do things that people can do. Create content, post it, improve SEO, whatever, do research, hire people to do
Right.
things. And then at that point, things have gone so deep that you just being a government with a big gun, you can't really enforce and control anything. You're losing control. Now you have to soften up. Governments will become smaller in the near future. This is the new model. That is why all the countries now are anti-immigration, anti-this, because that model is now dead. Everything will become smaller.
Yeah, it's working different way.
Right, it's now going the opposite way. So it will become more nationalistic, but even within the nations, people are going to have disagreements. So it will become more about states or districts until government becomes really, really, really small like it used to be. I can't wait for that kind of future. We have had enough bullshit.
We're coming there, and it's just going to happen no matter what. We'll see when. Nobody can predict because, like, those people we are staying against, they are stupid by majority, but they are still very, very much powerful. So we'll see where it goes. I personally don't want to be in any kind of position. I want to stay outside, build my wealth, support the community I'm in, support my family, and just live a normal life. And I think this is an only way you can actually be successful and at the same time don't build a huge amount of enemies for yourself.
Look at Pavel Durov, the founder of Telegram.
Yeah. He locked up in France right now.
Worth 15 billion. They locked him up. If it was back in the day, they would have locked him up and then also confiscated a lot of his wealth. But he owns nothing. That dude owns
his
nothing.
His salary is 1 dirham.
Exactly.
His salary is 1 dirham a month.
Exactly, bro. He pays himself 1 dirham. That's like 30 cents in dollars. And he's rich as fuck. He doesn't own anything. There's nothing they can do. They can arrest him, but they can't really confiscate his wealth. He moved to Dubai. Why? Because Dubai offered him a deal. Now, you might say, oh, but because he's a wealthy guy. No, you know what? This is going to trickle down and lower and lower and lower to that. It's already happening. The U.S. access to the U.S. now is going to cost you $5 million. Now, if the U.S. is selling its citizenship for $5 million, what about Uganda? What about Russia? What do you think is going to be the price for them? What about the price?
Did you know what Russia actually offered citizenship for everybody who it's like an asylum, but it's a citizenship for people who is piece of the LGBTQ plus propaganda in the West world.
You see,
So
so that's an offer already, that right there, right?
yeah, free.
A low-hanging
You
fruit right there.
yeah, you don't have to know language. You don't have to be wealthy. If you are from these countries and you don't like the stuff what's going on, you can obtain citizenship in Russia. At the offer from Caribbean countries was always on there. It's their way to make their way to make money, and of course, definitely after the US did, every single country will do the same.
Yeah.
It's been in Cyprus for like $500,000. That's now at $5 million in the US. I can't wait when they will do the proper calculation and realize what there is not bunch of the people who will be able to pay this amount of taxes by the rest of their life. $5 million is huge price, and
Oh, I
when
mean, Trump doesn't know that. You know, that's the thing. He doesn't understand that, bro. You. Okay, I get an American. He thinks that somebody with $5 million wants to move to the United States. He's an old school guy. He doesn't get it. It's like, bro, a young person who is worth $5 million, if he's American, he's trying to leave America.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. He
it-
will realize what the only issue in
Right.
there is taxes. Taxes. If this passport will make you tax free, dude, this
Right.
is freaking sale. Like every single successful and rich person will instantly move to America if this passport gives you the tax
No, but
vacation.
it's more than that. You see, a lot of people move to America to find success. Now, if you're already a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
What, and you don't even make money by being in America, why do you have to be there? It doesn't even make sense, because you're now looking at other qualities. You know, if people are mostly, I meet a lot of older people here who are, say, from Russia, UK, Africa, wherever they moved here, or even the US sometimes.
Yep.
They're like, oh, you know, I sold my company and I moved. I was looking for where to move. I was considering education for my kids, safety, what. I mean, this guy's worth 60 million. He doesn't want to live in the trench where he's worried about getting shot
For
at
sure.
night and stuff. He's just looking for comfort, right? So rich people
Safety
are looking
and,
for different things from poor people.
Right. Yeah.
The poor are like, oh, am I going to get a job there? I mean, obviously, they don't care about the risk of the place as long as they will be employed. But for people, someone who can afford the 5 million, he is not thinking about, oh, can I get a job in America? He's looking for safety, quality of life. Will I be able to drive around in a Lambo without being followed by some criminals? Will I be able to rock my watch? Dubai, you'll be able to do that.
I guess they want to build a picture what America is about to become, some like very safe place,
Right.
with control immigration and all this stuff. If you are willing to spend $5 million for the passport, you definitely are concerned about taxes, like 100%. It's not a doubt. And taxation in the United States is just crazy. If you know, you know.
Of course.
How much you have to pay, it doesn't matter if you live in there or don't, you just have to pay.
Remember, they're trying to put Roger in jail because
Yeah.
they say that even though he renounced his citizenship, he owes them $50 million. These people
Right.
are just nuts, bro. So that's the thing also. It's like, okay, rich people in America, they can't get out of it. They can't be like, I'm done being an American today. I will just move somewhere else. For you to basically renounce your citizenship, they will take 50% of your money, of your wealth.
Yep.
So if you're smart, let's say
it's
if you
gain capital. It's gain capital. So if I'm coming poor to America and I'm getting my capital there, it doesn't matter if I did it in the land or whatever. I became successful with American passport. There is an exit tax, so called. I don't know which is the exact percentage, but I know a couple of stories about the people who've been sued because they never paid this exit tax. Because at what time you became successful, you realize what this passport doesn't fit you anymore.
So, I mean, anybody who is, let's say, in Singapore, or let's say someone who is in the UK, they got a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Why would they move to the US? They're just going to now you're signing up for more tax, crime, unsafe, dirty streets and cities. It doesn't make
Sounds
sense.
good for me.
Right? So they'll be looking at Singapore, Dubai, and other places. It's like, bro, you're probably better off living in Bali, more island, but you're gonna be living a high quality of life,
Yeah.
right? Because it's just like nobody's gonna try to rob you, whatever. You enjoy your money, you get a big villa, and you forget about what's happening in the Western world a little bit.
Very sad news from Bali. The latest news, like it's not never been even a couple of weeks. There is a Russian guy who built a huge community in Bali. Not like not online, offline community. They were building like hostels and villas and all this stuff. They got raided by the government and they basically took everything because it's their land. They can do so.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's yeah, they scared all the investments out. It's a real case. It's like there is no joke, because I've been speaking with many people who wanted to build like a new city in Bali, like city of the dream. You know,
Right.
like when you are here, you're always thinking about it, but those people are actually willing to put real money in it.
Yeah.
And now everything is corrupt, and they now looking at like yeah, Malaysia and how to say Thailand and countries like this. They screw up a big way. Unfortunately, I love Bali.
So look, a lot of people were, a lot of crypto people that I know have been
Yep.
diversifying their money in real estate, especially when Bitcoin hit $100,000. Right? Like, okay, sell a couple of
Yes,
Bitcoin,
sell, buy a couple of apartments. Yeah,
and I understand why. You know why? It was all about the revenue, cash flow. You want
definitely.
cash flow generating assets so that you can just live freely, and real estate at least can sort of take care of you in a good market, right? For the most part,
Yep.
at least theoretically. But now, the moment Bitcoin becomes accessible and also becomes legal tender in a lot of countries where banks are able to custody it, and you can also earn interest on it if you lend it to the banks, it's game over for real estate, I think, at that point. Because if you have Bitcoin, you don't have to worry about, oh, I should own some real estate just so that I can have some income every month. No. Your Bitcoin will be earning interest at the bank. The banks will be paying you the interest, and you can live off that interest. And it will be part of the economy. You have a credit score and everything, which means you can just basically live off debt for your rest of your life. You never have to pay it back.
Not only that, but actually, real estate is very and very overheated niche.
Yeah.
Like it's basically a bubble, if you ask me. And I already can see how the country is trying to handle it by limiting the amount of time, how long you can obtain the real estate before they either destroy it or confiscate it to do it for sale. Because there is no way right now a young person can afford an apartment. There is just no option. I'm not speaking about individuals because there's always people who is just like good specialists or whatever, like crazy entrepreneurs. But most of the people can't afford anything. And
Yeah.
this is very upsetting. This is very sad.
Memecoin is happening, Bitcoin where? Okay, so in the United States, Trump already said on his first day that banks in America now, they have sort of lessened the regulations to allow banks to be able to now work with digital assets like Bitcoin. What that means is that you will be able to, banks will be custodying Bitcoin now. You'll be able to take your Bitcoin, put it in the bank, and borrow against it from the bank. Now, for an asset that is growing at a tremendous amount like Bitcoin, it grows by multiples every 5 years, let's say. It means that you can just keep on borrowing money. So let's say if you have enough money to live off 1% of your net worth every year,
Yeah.
let's say, but the asset that you're holding is growing by 20% a year, then you can borrow money, you just never have to pay it back. That's the whole point. This is why I say, guys, it's very important to have at least one full Bitcoin. Is really all you're gonna need in the near future, for you to enjoy your life. Because by the time Bitcoin is at $1 million and then 5 million, Imagine having, if Bitcoin is at $10 million, Alex, how much does 1% give you?
Yeah, a lot. 1 million.
Yes.
Not a lot.
It's a lot.
I
No,
mean,
1% of, oh, no, at 10 million.
10 million.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I've been
100,000.
counting like I've been counting like 14 million. It's like 100,000 yearly in the passive.
Right. So that is serious money. I think at that point, you probably don't need to work that much. If you have, let's say you have 5 Bitcoins, it's even more crazy. And there will also be other assets that are more a little high risk, but they yield a little more, like DeFi and all that. So the whole thing of a lot of crypto people buying real estate, I think it will end at that moment. In places like Dubai, I think that is going to be very, it will happen really, really fast, where they'll say, oh, if you have Bitcoin, if you deposit, right now in Dubai, they already say this. If you spend 2.5 million in Dubai, well, you get a golden visa. Beautiful.
Yep.
Congratulations. Trust me, soon they'll be like, if you just keep 1 Bitcoin in a Dubai account, you get a golden visa, you get all these benefits, what. Other countries will be saying you put
I believe
Bitcoin,
it's already.
you get
I believe it's
passport.
already like this because it is a way in Dubai when you're holding $500,000 in your account to get a golden visa. And I've seen the news today that Emirates and BD now gives an option to invest in cryptocurrency directly from the bank application. And so it's kind of counting like this, I guess.
Yep.
If you're holding $500,000 in whatever asset, but in the local bank in the Emirates, you can obtain a golden visa.
My whole point with this talk, guys, is this. The world is going through a lot. Anything can happen. The best thing you want to do is to just hold a lot of digital assets, especially Bitcoin, that you can control fully, because you can own real estate, you can own all these other things in the real world, and war can happen and it all goes to shit. But if you're holding digital assets, you're basically in full control, you're in full mode. So as much as I like real estate, I have farms and stuff like that personally, I can also tell you that, bro, you better stack that BTC. That is the way. That is the most important part. Like all this other shit, it's just not. Learn from Pavel Durov. That guy, to me, I think has done it better than every rich person I know. His structure, his system of not owning anything, just rent. And people said, oh, but what are you going to do? It's like, oh, if you have enough money, especially if it's interest-bearing assets, you can afford anything just by interest.
Right, yeah, by renting. You
By
don't need
renting.
to own.
Exactly. And if I mean, in places like Dubai, I think it's sort of like a futuristic city of what the future will look like. Right now in Dubai, you don't have to own a car specifically. You can pay monthly a couple of $1,000s every month for car rental.
Any car.
And then they give you any car. You just change. Whenever you need to switch, you call them. Within 3 hours, they bring you a different car if you want.
Yeah, a point in this one is what they handle all the all the insurance, all the maintenance, and all this stuff. Like you don't care about it.
Yeah.
You care about the other stuff, and those cars are not cheap at all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, personally, this is the system that I use. I don't own a car personally. I just rent them, right? I pay a subscription per month, and I just change a car every week, every month. Whenever I need to, I just call them, they bring a new one, go. Done. I don't have to never worry about our insurance guys. Somebody bumped into me last week at the mall. I didn't have to do anything. I just called these guys. Boom, boom, they came, took the car, gave me another one. Within three hours, by the way. They switched it, gave me a different car. They took this bumped car. They went with it. They dealt with all the drama. I didn't have to answer to anyone. That's beautiful,
Guys,
I think.
just pump the black Memecoin and the XRP, and we will just go and buy Burj Khalifa, and we will stream inside and stuff.
By the way, there is a good question here. Tabelo says, what happens if wars destroy servers and internet connectivity? Won't this affect crypto? No,
Yeah.
because the war will not destroy all the servers in the world. Crypto is in a blockchain. A blockchain is a distributed ledger which means there are servers in South Africa, in South America, in Asia. So even if you blow up the servers in Asia, the other ones are still going to be there. But also there's a system. Blockstream launched a satellite for Bitcoin that has all that data as well, and it keeps track of the Bitcoin blockchain.
Bitcoin is safe. The rest is questionable. Bitcoin is safe.
Yeah, exactly. The rest is questionable. Bitcoin is safe, absolutely. So don't worry about it. There are more things to worry. I think if all the servers are destroyed or the world runs out of electricity, we have more things to worry about than Bitcoin.
Yeah, than Bitcoin. It's what I was about to tell. If this happened, guys, Bitcoin will be the least thing we will worry about.
Okay, let's run a scenario, Alex. If the world had to lose power in terms of electricity just goes off,
Right.
what would you do on that day?
I will definitely get as much diesel and gas as I can and just run to my grandfather farm and just stay here as long as it takes. Because when there is no electricity, all your products, all your groceries will become nothing really quick. And so you want to spend the first wave outside because like panic and all this stuff never helps. And then when people will figure out what they are doing, I'm gonna return and just help everybody to build the whatever to help is whatever necessary to be helped with.
You know what's funny about what you said? Just reminded me of how your geography, where you are or where you live or where you were born, conditions you to think differently. So the first thing you said, if the lights completely go off globally, you would look for oil and gas, right?
Yeah.
I immediately think that I would look for solar panels.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, it's just like we think completely different because of environment. So you're in snow.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, why would you even look for oil and gas? Why don't you just get solar panels? But now I'm like, oh, yeah, he's in the snow. Makes sense.
Guy was in Moscow one time. He spent here a week during the winter time, and now he thinks what we live in snow. I'm not in Siberia. Like 9 months out a year, I have no
bro,
snow.
you're not running solar there. You get fucked.
No, in Moscow easily.
No, not all year. I don't think you understand, bro, how solars are utilized in other parts of the world. In Africa, people just wake up, they just put the thing on the roof, or sometimes they put it inside.